In the 1991 census, when government counted Uganda's population, Kabarole, the land of beautiful hills, was one of the 38 districts whose figures would make the mark, placing the number of people there at 741,000 people. The district would immediately score a mark of visibility as the country's sixth most populated at the time. But despite its numbers, very little was known about it. Defined with the national disastrous earthquake, Kabarole came to the fore, losing over $61 million of property and displaced populations. It is in this time that a young man sought to change the tide of time.
Yeah, the dream of KRC started way back 1994 when I was a student leader, the chairperson of Kabarole Students Association. And we had many issues because at that point I realized we were having parties for freshers, those who come, and then we say farewell to those who complete. So we would always have parties, invite leaders and other dignitaries to come. But then somehow along the way, I realized that it's important to have seminars. Instead of having parties, we could have a whole day seminar talking about the development challenges of our region here.
Alex Ruhunda, then a student in the region, reached out for help in places where he had earlier gained a reputation.
We attracted some of the great thinkers we had. Among them was the late Father Albert Biarhanga, who was passionate about education. He really wanted to see young people thrive. He used to have scholarship for students. So 1995, we got in touch and started getting to know each other. Now, I had the chance of doing research with Makerere Institute of Social Research. There was a big study on the forest management, and it was done by Dr. Banana by then. So I was an enumerator, and I went down and I started looking at how they collect data. So I used to collect data, but I again befriended the expert who was entering in data and analyzing it. And then from there I learned about research.
It is then that a noble idea was born. These were some of the first questions the team then sought to answer.
What motivated me most was the research agenda, especially in a rural setup. Normally you hear research organizations based in cities where there's a big percentage of elites who can listen to your researches and add value. But in this case, there was an organization, KRC, based in Fort Portal, and in kind of a rural setup, and very interestingly, working with the very rural people, the farmers.
Soon, the team made primary steps, acquiring office space and starting a journey that led KRC into food security, peace, governance, and climate change projects.
We got the late Father Albert to negotiate for us premises which belong to the Diocese of Fort Portal. We entered into these premises on credit because we had no money. And we inherited the furniture that was in that house. There was a European who used to live in, so when he was going, he left furniture in the house. We inherited that. That's what we started with. And it is something which is amazing. Now, I told my colleagues, we cannot complain about anything. You are so lucky to have a desk and a chair. Now, the rest is use your head to generate projects.
By 2004, KRC's story had started to spread to to many areas in Rwenzori region. Some of the immediate beneficiaries would be circles, like this one in Kasese, where both financial and technical support was offered.
I interacted with KRC while seeking for support in the mobilization of SACCO. That was 2004, where we were just at the early stage, and by that time they agreed to work with us. So we had to set up a partnership agreement where they supported us and building capacity of our members. That's at the early stage, where they wanted all the members to know what is going on and take interest in the circle. And with that time, we signed the contract with the KRC, which was for the year 2004-2008. And that contract was signed, and we went through it and ended peacefully with us.
In this community alone, the circle now boasts of 797 members with whom it supports with financial support for agriculture.
The members were still having a challenge of price fluctuations in their business, more especially in the coffee. And the KRC came in the year 2008 to give us the other advice based on the challenge that the members are facing. And with that, they came in and provided support to construct the farmer's store where they can put their produce and sell collectively.
In 2005, KRC, under its food security initiatives, expanded its network, reaching out Kiempara farmers at the border with Uganda and the DRC, who were processing sunflower.
Kiempara now moved a step from into adapting the sunflower processing, which was by then using hand manual press. That manual press, in fact, was replaced by KRC. That is at the end of 2005. Now, 2005 saw KRC, in fact, first of all, giving us a storage facility for the produce. And for the produce that we had, we were using, first of all, a hand press, which could give us about 12 liters of oil in a day. And from then, KRC again in 2006 gave us now a sunflower pressing machine, which is 3.5 ton. And that is how we have been able to be recognized, in fact, in the whole region and also by other development partners.
It was KRC's efforts that expanded their ability and network to supply much of the region with sunflower.
As you can see in our premises, we have infrastructure development. We have been able to get out of using, in fact, no computer at all, to right now we are using computers. To right now we have things that if it wasn't for KRC, we wouldn't have received them.
In 2006, KRC also reached out to seed organizations in the region to help them with capacity building. One of the beneficiaries was this one.
Our relationship with KRC is dated way back in 2006, when we were just still a very small CBO. They started supporting us on issues of institutional involvement, capacity building, and by the way, to some extent, the first funding we got under the peace and youth programs was from KRC, and they really supported us to do institutional involvement, capacity building, and of course supporting us to have linkages with other partners, and that in a way enabled us to grow to the current situation.
Other organizations which benefited included RFPJ, a peace NGO in Kabarole.
We are practitioners in the peace building work. KRC gives us the knowledge through research. KRC has built capacities of different organizations, including the Rwenzori Forum for Peace and Justice. And these capacity building interventions have enlightened people, but also strengthened our capacities our knowledge, our skills to contribute to the furtherance of peace and non-violence. So KRC has a regional but also a national reputation, I should say, and therefore working with such an organization in several ways, legitimizes the work of several peace-building organizations.
KRC has also helped local communities demand for accountability from their leaders through citizen-led initiatives. Here at River Muzizi, the hanging bridge of wood was constructed by citizens after years of promise without delivery by government officials and politicians.
Twekale twasanga kiri kizibu kya amani muno twatere nduru mu government baitu yo government etahure okuchura kwaitu itwe nka abantu twikara twagamba ati tukoleki ekyamani muno ekitwakozere twagenda twayihanuzaho ekitongole ekyakabarole Resource and Research Center batuha amagezi nko kutusobora kumobilizinga abantu ndida amagezi agabatwire gakatukora abantu twabasoroza bayija kandi n'abantu batangi ubu twacure mugamba kusoroza amakasente mu bantu twakasoroza amakasente tukayihamu miliyoni 36 mu bantu twagure miti twagura siminti amatafari isora amabare nambere gabayire gari twagenda twagatera twasera ba motoka ba tipa bagasomba bagaleta hanu wasanga ho abantu bayingi almost 100 per day abantu baroni bakora extra bako bakabani bacura ni barora ni basasa muno abukora ngo tibeyine ikiri kubayamba.
The bridge is key to trade connection between Kibale and Kenjojo districts.
Bakubere ni batunge ibyo kuri abo kuba guno muhanda ni gurete ensamaki kuruga hanyanja leke Albert ni gubitwara Kenjojo Kabarole Kamwenge na mubende ni bijiyayo Bunyoro ibiturukweta Kibale district ne sobora kutuletera ibyo kurya kandi netu nisokulisa Bunyoro.
The whole development agenda is terribly wrong. It is top down. The government is top down. The government development agenda is top down. The government made an attempt to introduce decentralization by that time, which was very exciting. But the financial management is top down. So the local governments cannot generate revenue to enable them to plan and address real sound issues.
I think in this country there is no region that is civically competent. People who ask their leaders questions, who are not afraid of their leaders, people who are not afraid of changing political leadership, they exist in the Rwenzori region. And that is because Kabore Research and Resource Center, for this period of 20 years or so, has equipped people with information, not just information to question, but also information to change their own lives.
After 20 years, KRC has shone as a beacon of hope in a region dogged by conflict.
Personally, I keep telling people, if we have not done the peace-building work for all these years, since the ADF days, 1998, yeah, up to now, I think we would have been worse off.
In all the work that we do, we have challenges. But at the same time, these challenges provide a basis for us to learn. I would like to appeal to KRC to continue doing its good work, to continue working with different partners and all the people in this region and beyond, to contribute to the culture of peace, to contribute to the culture of non-violence, and to continue serving this country.
We have gone through thin and thick, and now we are celebrating 20 years. As a civil society organization with funding challenges, high community expectation, challenges within the communities, demands from the leaders, and the challenges of the different policies and laws that keep coming. And for us still standing fit and strong after 20 years is something for us to celebrate.